I baked 1,800 macarons yesterday and then had to throw away 900 of them. Everything that could have possibly gone wrong yesterday went wrong. It was the most stressful day I've had in 5 years of baking. So I'm doing a pop-up this weekend. I mainly sell macarons because that is my specialty. And if you don't know, it is impossible to find freaking eggs right now, and I only had one tray left. I had 28 eggs. So going into the day, I was already a little bit stressed because I couldn't fully prep all of my ingredients for the day, which is what I like to do usually at the start of a macaron day, just so I'm set up for the rest of the baking. So after troubleshooting, I decided to get my first batch of macarons going so that while the first batch was drying, my assistant could go out and find more eggs. So yeah, I go ahead and I get started with my first batch. The first batch is going to be this beautiful purple. And in my head, I'm like, okay, as long as she can find eggs, we're totally fine. I'm just going to get these macarons piped out. And the original plan was to do 5 colors and all of the macarons are going to be heart-shaped. You'll see shortly why that didn't work out, but I want to point out here that this is 60 eggs and it cost my assistant $40 to buy these for me. $40 for 60 eggs. That is 66 cents an egg and it makes me want to throw up. Put that in the back of my mind. I got all of my eggs prepped for the rest of my batches. I don't know if I said this, but I'm doing 10 batches, so 5 double batches. And this is where everything started to go wrong, okay? The first batch of macarons that baked, they cracked. And if you guys know me, this does not happen to me, okay? So immediately I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I doing wrong? I double and triple check all of my prepped ingredients. Everything's the same as it normally is, so I'm like, okay, I need to have a quick breakdown. I need to cry for a second. And then I made the hard decision to just ditch the heart shapes and do circles because I know those bake well in my oven. And it was actually Arthur that was screwing up. Dottie, my countertop oven, she was baking everything perfectly. Basically, everything that baked in Arthur had to be thrown away because they weren't turning out correctly, and everything that was baked in Dottie was fine, so I went ahead and filled those with my milk chocolate ganache and salted caramel filling. And then I got started on my third color, which was this really pretty dusty rose. While I was doing this third batch, the green macarons were baking, and it was the same issue. I was trying everything, different temperatures, longer drying times, adding a fan to the macarons to see if they dried better. But nothing worked, so again, I had to throw away half of the green. Everything that turned out correctly got filled with pistachio ganache and put in the fridge. I started baking the pink macaron shells and then moved on to this really beautiful blue. At this point, I'm 3 colors into baking, and everything in Arthur is turning out wrong. And it's at this point that I know I'm not doing anything wrong. Something is definitely wrong with my oven because all the macarons in Dottie are turning out absolutely perfect as normal. Keep checking along. I start filling my strawberry macarons, and this is when Pookie showed up and surprised me with some Valentine's Day gifts. And honestly, you guys, I'm gonna get real choked up because I needed this so badly. I had cried so many times at this point in the day. Seeing his face made me feel so much better. So shout out to Pookie. I love you so much. But we're back to crying because again, half of the blue macarons didn't turn out. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna finish everything in Dottie. And what happens? All of a sudden, all of the macarons are perfect. So not only have I thrown away hundreds of dollars worth of product I will not be able to profit from, but also I need a new oven. And I literally cannot bake in my oven anymore. So I don't know what I'm gonna do for the next few weeks. But I got all of the orange macarons filled with my cookie butter ganache, which is definitely my favorite flavor of the week. I cleaned and reset my kitchen. I cried a lot. And then I had to come to terms with the fact that I probably will not have any macarons to sell at the pop-up this weekend aside from my pre-orders, which is very sad. It makes me feel a little bit embarrassed, but I feel like it's extremely important to show you guys that things go wrong for me too. And also now I'm wondering if anybody has oven recommendations that aren't $1 million, especially not with the cost of these eggs. So let me know. And I'll talk to you later. I hope you have a good day. Okay, love you. Bye.